Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. my lips, my mouth, and my brain are not working right now. Okay, so welcome. I hope you enjoy the reading. Ah, I thought I would take a look at Trump's tariffs versus China. Who blinks first? Well, I think that Trump already did, but let's take a look and see what the current energy is. And I think I will do this in two parts. The first one is I'm going to check on the US. How is the US doing in terms of the tariffs with China? Now, we've heard all kinds of things about, oh, yeah, he's negotiating with China. And China says, huh? What? No. So, um, you know that anything that he says, and of course, entertainment purposes only, um, you take with a huge grain of salt, the kind that chokes you. Yeah. So, what is the US energy on tariffs with China right now? Well, we start off with the Five of Wands. Yeah, going back and forth, and yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Right now, we've heard a lot of talk and whatnot. Um, let's see what happens. Okay, the challenge to that is the the Ten of Wands, and since I'm doing this reading for the U.S., it is a burden on the U.S. In terms of monetary loss and deals going down the drain and so on. So this is not really looking very good for the U.S. right now. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Wands. So the wands are all about that Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. It's very much about it's a fire energy, right? And it's kind of rooted in the I desire, right? So while the U.S. desires to be able to do something with this, the fact that it's only a Page of Wands, not really kind of meeting what they should. Okay. Underneath, we've got the Hermit. The looking where you're going, trying to find a path forward when perhaps you have to be able to shine the light on that path. And I'm feeling like right now that light with the US is a little dimmed. Okay. The situation is the Four of Pentacles. The U.S. is looking for a way to not come out the loser in all this. They want to be able to maintain the relationship. They want to hold on to the money and the deals that they have in place. But because someone has been very vocal about that situation, it makes it a little difficult to walk back. Okay. The overarching energy, oh, I love these cards, is the Eight of Swords. This is a situation of your own making. No one forced you into this. No one made you do this. You've created this situation. It is a burden to carry it on. You're not going to be able to hang on to the deals that you've got, and there's a challenge in seeing a path forward. Oh my goodness. Okay, so lesson to be learned is the Two of Swords. You got to think about pick your battles, right? You can't just go in there willy-nilly and all of a sudden, you're fighting with the whole world and whatnot. Is this the hill that the US wants to die on? Is, that this is it, it's a decision-making process, and they are going to have to make a decision. And I don't think that it's going to be one that Trump is going to like. And the final outcome, yeah, is the Chariot. Yet fish or cut bait, like you're going to have to, uh, the a lot of the farmers and people that are going to be affected, that are affected already by this tariff war, are going to have to decide what side they're on, and they're going to have to move forward in terms of where it is that they think their future is. Is it with someone who is, causing turmoil all over the place, or are they looking for something that's a little more sustainable, something that's um, a little more workable, fair? Right now, as you know, Trump is making an awful lot of noise about, oh, we've been treated fairly and or unfairly, and we've people have taken advantage of us, and we're tired of subsidizing other countries and so on. You negotiated these deals. If you didn't like the deal, you didn't have to say yes to it in the first place. So you can't negotiate a deal and then go back and say, oh wait, I didn't read that part. No, foul, I want a do-over. That's not the way um, that politics work. That's not the way that trade between countries works. Okay, so doesn't look very good for the US. How does this look now for China? Is China able to deal um, with this um, tariff war? And what's China's energy in this? Cards are a little hard to shuffle. I did something to my wrist, this part of my hand. So yeah, I'm trying to shuffle the cards with a little bit of impediment. Okay, China. How does China see this? China sees it as the Five of Swords. Win at all cost. They've been preparing for this moment for a very long time. This isn't something that came as a total surprise to them. They have been trying to kind of walk away from a lot of their dependence on the US. So yeah, they're in this for the long haul. They're challenged by the sun. And it's funny because China is the land of the rising sun. So there might be some challenge there in terms of how they're going to approach it, what they're going to do. But the sun is a very, very positive card. It's a yes card. Are they going to, prevail in this, fighting till the end? Yes, absolutely. They most certainly will. Okay. The bottom of the deck is the Fool. They absolutely know who they're dealing with. They're not blind to some of the things that Trump has done and that Trump wants. Trump sees himself very much as the strongest man on earth. No one makes the deal the way he does. Yeah, says the guy who bankrupted casinos. That yeah, who declared bankruptcy, what, 9 times. He's pretty much ruined every business he's ever been in. So, China realizes exactly who they're dealing with. They're going to spoon feed him until he absolutely gags. That's sort of the impression that I've got on this one. Okay. Um, Underneath, yeah, is the Ten of Wands. It's a burden. It is. It's a burden not only on the U.S., but it's a burden on China as well. However, it's one that, while it is difficult to carry at the moment, I do think that they persevere, that they are able to find workaround and whatnot. So, it will certainly affect their economy. Will it affect it at the same rate or to the same extent as the U.S.? I don't think so. Okay, the current energy is the Three of Pentacles. China is working on making deals and looking for new suppliers, working for new countries to deal with. They are they're not relying so much on the U.S. anymore. So they're looking for trade partners in other parts of Asia, in South America, in Australia, pretty much in Europe, anywhere except the US. Alrighty. The overarching energy is, again, funny that comes out, the Chariot. They are making decisions about how they are going to move forward. And the one thing with the Chinese government, and it's funny because I mentioned this earlier when we were doing Golden Girls, is China has been working on this, on reducing their reliance on the U.S. for years. They have put things in place, and they are putting things in place so that, if the U.S. doesn't want to play ball, okay, it's going to hurt us for a little bit, but we come out in the end. This isn't something that is shocking to them. Okay. Excuse me. The lesson to be learned is the Queen of Pentacles. Sometimes you just got to sit back and realize when you've got it good. And China is playing the long game. They've always done that. So they know that while it might be uncomfortable for them for the next little while, it's not so uncomfortable that it brings them to their knees. They are much better equipped to handle this kind of a tariff war than the U.S. is. The final outcome, amazing. Okay, and I did shuffle. Two of Swords. Again, it's funny how these cards have come up again. The Ten of Wands, the being a burden, the Chariot, the Two of Swords. Yes, they are making decisions about their future and who it is that they're going to be doing business with in the future. So, China doesn't have to worry about an election around the corner. Their citizens are basically ruled by the leader and what the People's Party wants. And traditionally, China has always taken a long view, while Trump and the U.S., while they are currently thinking about, we're going to cause chaos, and we're going to do this in the immediate future. China doesn't pay attention to that. They deal with those things. Their view is more long range, how they're going to put things in place so that they minimize the effect that any other nation's decisions might have on them and their people. So I think given these cards, I think that to answer the question, who blinks first? Yeah, that'd be you, USA. That'd be you, Donald. Um, they China also realizes that everything with Trump is transactional. He will either try to bully you into his point of view, or he will threaten you into his point of view. He just doesn't realize that China's not playing the game. China is going to be making its own rules. One of the things that I read earlier today was that China is very rich in earth elements, and they are basically putting a stop to some of the rare earth minerals, elements, and so on that they ship to the U.S. And these are things that are necessary for, like some of the electric vehicle batteries and so on. That you want to build up the markets in the U.S. You're going to need that mineral. It's going to cost you, right? They also, over the last number of years, have been able to reduce their dependence on American soybean from 40% down to 20%. Now, when you consider how many farms in the U.S. sell their soybeans to China, 20% is a lot. Where do you make up that downfall? Where do you go? What other country is going to be buying that from you? Particularly, what country wants to negotiate to buy that from you, given the current situation? They can't trust anything that you say. So are they going to be, lining up to do deals? No, don't. Trump has said, oh, yeah, there's 70 countries that are 70? Really? Can you name 5 of them? So, no. And yeah, China has gone. They're buying their soybeans from Brazil. So, they are governing their country with a long-term view rather than that short-term, gotcha kind of moment. So, yeah, China is definitely going to come out ahead in this. And the other thing is, don't forget, China also holds, and I can't remember the number, but it was the trillions of dollars in U.S. Treasury notes. What if they were to sit back and say, yeah, we're going to put these on the open market. We're going to sell them. What happens to the American dollar? Well, it's no longer as valuable as it was. So that this has so much of a far-reaching consequence that I don't think Donald Trump has ever thought, kind of past the tip of his nose, past what he can see. It's, I want what I want and I want it now. Well, not going to work out so well. Okay, so China comes out ahead. Is the U.S. going to lift the tariffs on China? Is the U.S. going to lift the tariffs on China? And let's say within the next 60 days, let's give them a little bit of room to maneuver. Will the U.S. significantly reduce the tariffs on China over the next 60 days. Okay, well, the card that just fell out was the Emperor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Donald might have to eat some humble pie. Okay. The the foundation here of the reading is the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is interested in pursuing what it is that she wants. She has a plan. She knows how she's going to get there. She's willing to manipulate if she has to. Um, she can think outside the box, and she can talk people into doing things. So this is also a strong female. I think that there is going to be a female who is able to get Trump to pay attention, to get him to realize that what he is doing is not doing him any favors. Okay, and that is crossed with the Page of Cups. The the emotion, the dealing with Trump as you would a small child, right? Explaining things to him in a way that that can elicit that emotional response, right? You keep doing this, and if you don't stop this trade war with China, people are not going to like you. It's that kind of thing that comes about. Okay, the bottom of the deck. Oh my goodness, the Chariot again. Um, yeah, a lot of people are making decisions. They are deciding which way they're going to go, where they're going to put their intention, what it is that they're going to do next. And that, I think, because it keeps coming up, it's on both sides, right? Both sides are looking at that. Okay. In the past, we've got the Page of Swords. Trying to be a bit well, I want to say bully with the swords in that they're with Trump, it's that perceived loss, where countries have taken advantage of us. We're not doing this. That's where he's at. Is there is a truth to be told. He's just not willing to listen to it. Okay. The current situation is the Lovers. People are making deals. People are talking kind of behind the scenes. They're putting things together. Is something going to change over the next 60 days? I think there's a very, very good possibility. Okay. The overarching energy right now is the Nine of Wands. This is a struggle. It's it's a battle for not only a country's survival, but for citizen survival, for to kind of return to that point where you could make handshake agreements and walk away knowing that everyone is going to live up to that agreement. It is a burden. It's going to take a heavy toll. The lesson is the Two of Cups. Be careful who you listen to. Be careful who you let whisper in your ear. You need to trust the people that you are dealing with. That you have to be on the same page. So the the Two of Cups is, everybody walking away feeling like they've gotten something. Yeah, that's a lesson. All right. And again, the final outcome, look, another repeater, the Five of Swords, the winning at all cost, right? So is the U.S. going to kind of lift some of the tariffs that they are talking about? I think that it is. They may not have a choice in doing that. They're not going to like it. Um, they're going to be very vocal about their displeasure, but I do think that they are going to have to back down. What they're doing is, I mean, it's serving Trump. It's giving him the pulpit where he can talk about how, the U.S. is just for years and years and years, it's just been so abused and whatnot. Well, you were in there for 4 years. What deals did you negotiate then? Are you having second thoughts about them? Whose fault is that? You negotiated them, right? Just like the free trade agreement with Canada and Mexico that Trump renegotiated during his first term, that he now says it was the worst deal in history. Dude, who did that? You did that. That was on your watch, right? So, yeah. Anyway, alrighty. Well, that's that. So I think China comes out ahead, and it's just a matter of time. Let's wait and see how things go. So thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying as long as you did. Don't forget to do the like, share, and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate that. Today is my 4-year anniversary on YouTube. Yay! And I would really like to see these subscribers reach the 5,500 mark. It's not a lot, not when you compare it to some of the other readers and what they have. And believe me, each and every one of them works very, very hard for those subscribers. So don't forget to do that. Join me on Saturday on my channel. It's the 6th Shine Your Light event. It's a fabulous get together of like-minded people. We're at the 7 p.m. hour in each of the time zones. As soon as we hit 7 p.m., we will do a prayer and intention, and we send out light, love, compassion, and unity to anyone, anywhere in the world who needs it. And when we gather as like-minded people and we send out that good energy, it increases exponentially. And so we can be the change that we want to see in the world. So that is on Saturday. You can also reach out to me if you're interested in booking a private reading. And you can do that by emailing me at heartcenteredtarot@outlook.com. Or you can also visit my website. Whoops. Yeah, here we go. Let's sit back. Yeah, marinasheartcenteredtarot.com. Alrighty. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.